We're live. We're live now, and folks can hear our words. What's up, everybody? This is DTM, Delta Tango Mike. It's a short, fast intro. It doesn't give me time to do much, and it's okay because I need to get this going on the road. I have a special live stream today. I want to introduce an amazing artist, one I've been following for a long time, and so we're bringing it in today on our Monday stream. Usually on Mondays, a stream with Sketchable app or another sketching app for drawing and creatives. Today, we want to dig into a platform that I'm pretty excited about, and the person we're talking to is super excited about too. Let's bring him in and just jump right on in because we're gonna got a lot to cover. Yes, what's up, Loc? How you doing today?
Pretty good. Thanks for the invite, by the way, and it's a pleasure to be on.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You cannot see him, but you can hear him. Let me know if you are able to hear him, or do I need to bump up his volume? We are here to talk about whatnot. We have a few things to cover, but check the links in the description of the video where you can follow. Yes, you can follow Mad Monkey Love. He is on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. Mad Monkey Love. And I am Delta Tango Mike. You can follow us in any of those platforms. So let's start with this. What are we looking at? What is whatnot?
So, okay, so whatnot, I had to. It took me about a month and a half to figure out what whatnot was. First, it was on your screen there. You can actually see Duke Comic Art. He's a local Toronto artist like myself.
Mm-hmm.
We met at a local convention, and I introduced him how to set up tables and other events and other artists and organizers. Then he found this platform called Whatnot. It's kind of like the eBay of yeah, it's kind of like eBay.
Okay.
The only difference is this: you have to provide a show, some sort of
Mm-hmm.
streaming to show off
Mm-hmm.
the products and so forth. So it's the eBay equivalent. There's a little section or a little niche beside, because once you go on Whatnot, you're gonna find purses, shoes, and a whack of stuff. But there's a section for art, comic art specifically, when you sign up. There's a collector's market out there for sports car
Mm-hmm.
memorabilia and all, or whatnot is the term they call it, right? So you can
Okay.
find all sorts of stuff. So this is what this is. My friend found a section called comic art. This is he makes the bulk of his income, because for me, my bulk of the income is every season, summer. Um, I do these comic book conventions
Mm-hmm.
where either I'm invited as a guest, or I purchase a table. I got to do prints. There's a set of overheads that I got to make sure that I'm, like table costs, hotels, food,
Yeah.
travel,
Yeah.
so forth. So
Right.
so that table costs become kind of overwhelming. So
Mm-hmm.
the way I do things is to make that back. I try to preemptively, before I go to the show, I do commission work. So a lot of my followers say, "Oh, you're going to be in my city." So I would charge for commission. They would show up
Mm-hmm.
the show, and I would make back as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
But ideally, I'm barely breaking even when I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
these commissions. So this is where Whatnot came in. Because I had a medical condition, so I'm grounded. I can't travel this year. I can't lift anything that is over 5 pounds, and I mean, a lot of my stuff is prints, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lots of papers and comic book and art books and stuff I bring to shows. So that's just grounded me. So I found this Whatnot app. It's a niche market where I create original art that are either fan art based comic, and it's all collectors. Sketch card is one of those markets,
Mm-hmm.
and so forth. And this is what I found, and this is where I'm now doing. I'm learning the application, even though this is my second stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'll walk you through what I've learned. So yeah, well, that's what this is.
It's crazy. Okay. So it's like eBay, or Amazon, and I
Yeah,
was gonna bring up Amazon in a minute. So it's like eBay, but with a live stream. So you're buying and selling things, but there's a live stream component required or included in the app. And I've seen influencers do this with Amazon. They
Right.
uh, they do a live stream, they showcase a product, and they're trying to. It's like a QVC.
Right.
They trying to get folks to buy in and stuff. And so
That's
I
right.
think this is amazing. It's amazing that something like that has been able to take off and
Right.
found a spot. So that's good.
So
That's good.
there's the portion of the live stream I liked
Uh
is
huh.
that because I draw anyway, that is part
Because
of
you
my
draw anyway,
editing.
huh? Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, my store is right next to me. It's there. It doesn't require somebody else to the viewer to actually click on a link that will take them to the Amazon website where you get referral. You
Mm.
actually like it's like the Etsy store, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like for Etsy, you got to do listings and stuff.
Right.
Here, every live stream I can actually control. I'll show you later on. I can control how I put items into specifically for that live stream.
Right. So it's a,
If I
like,
pick it
right,
up,
right. I get it. It's all included. It's all one thing. And
yeah,
while you're streaming, you put those items that you have for sale. They're available, and you put them up for people to buy right then and there.
right. Based
Yeah.
on the show or the marketing that you plan to do,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
So it's fascinating. It's very very fascinating, right?
Okay. I like it.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So as you can see on your screen, because I'm a comic art person, when I signed up, there's a couple of verification that happens. There's a buyer verification. So
Mm-hmm.
you have there's two components to the whatnot. There's phone app itself is the main component. A
Mm-hmm.
web itself is secondary. A lot of us, what later on is you'll see from um, is how I have my setup for my table and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the time, a lot of the clients who come in, they use the phone app or the tablet app,
Mm-hmm.
whatnot, right? So
Mm-hmm.
there you go on your screen there, right?
Yeah, I'm about to
So
share it now.
yeah,
Let me see. There it is. Uh-huh. Yep. Hold on one second. Hold on. I think I lost something. Hold on.
yeah.
Let me see. Trying to, because I think I lost your audio because I had it in the wrong
Oh, okay,
place. I think. Go ahead. You're good. Go ahead. So we have
okay,
your phone on the left hand side, and that's looking down on
yeah.
your screen.
It's
Look.
literally looking down on my drawing table,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then I use my Android tablet, my Samsung S, my drawing tablet there on the side, uh, as my seller tool.
Mm-hmm.
That allows me to watch my screen, and as you can see on my seller's tool itself, I'll switch to the application later to show you how, on my screen. But on one side is where all the chat. On the other
Mm-hmm.
side is my items that I added to the show. I can in that item I can either set a set price, do as a giveaway, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's also tools as in for auction, so you can actually have live auctions of items that you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can put it up, put a time limit on it. There's a bunch of other tools like I forget what's called, but it's kind of like a speed run kind of thing. So you got like 30 seconds to right to do that. So that's how I do a bulk of my revenue. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you pretty much got the option to tailor the store based on the show that you want to do from an
Mm-hmm.
artist's perspective. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I have one show where I do sketch cards, and everybody's in sketch cards. So certain
Uh-huh.
items are high value items, like when I do a sketch card for Upper Deck, for example, because there are collectors.
Mm-hmm.
And if I just post it in the store, it just becomes whoever comes in buys first.
Right.
But I can drive up my revenue by saying this is up for auction. So like an
Mm-hmm.
eBay auction, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can set a time limit and you can actually start selling. Okay.
Right.
So back to our screen here. So as you sign on to Whatnot, this is what you see as a buyer. Whatnot requires you to identify yourself as a buyer. Credit card, like there's a function for verified buyer. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you've seen it in your
Mm-hmm. Yes.
there's right. There's a verified, like there's a seller and a buyer section in the Whatnot, right?
Right.
So you can actually have yourself verified buyer. A verified buyer requires some sort of U.S. government Canadian-based ID that
Mm-hmm.
you submit. They verify that because um, it's like anything on the internet when it comes to buying stuff. eBay, Amazon, and all that stuff, you'll get scammed,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Uh-huh.
It's right. So
Well, that's the danger of it, anyways.
it's dangerous, right?
Yeah.
But with a
Yeah.
verification, it helps out a lot,
Right.
especially as a seller. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So as myself, as a comic book artist, stuff, I want to be sure that the people that purchase from me can verify that who are correct,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The last thing you want to do is have user ID being used all over the place to purchase stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is. So as I come into the application itself, there's categories, things like the host I follow. Um,
Mm-hmm.
You'll see on your screen here a
Mm-hmm.
live event that's happening. There's a analytics on how many people are actually in that show,
Mm-hmm.
right? And whatnot. Yeah, the showtime that's coming up, you can see. This is based on comic art, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at your screen, there's has to do with there's marketing components to it too,
Mm.
right? This is where my graphic design skills, my friend and I do comic art here. He's fantastic with the Copic markers,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's also a graphic designer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell from his title cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see my title card right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's that component. Uh, him, my buddy Duke, and myself, we came up with a series of title cards. We tried it on our phone, and we have like safe zones and stuff like that. There's a reason why it's near the center because once you run the app, you'll see like
We lose some of that space.
yeah, you need some of those space,
Mm-hmm.
right? Things that pops out to you. He has specific shows. Each shows he's put in items for that show, right?
Right.
So you have time, event, there's verification, so there's ratings for each user. So if I come in here, I can actually say, look, because I'm so new,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I have my title card. On the app itself, it has more of a different feel based on
Mm-hmm.
your desktop. So you can actually see my previous shows,
Mm-hmm.
right? How many views I have,
Okay.
right? On the phone, it actually shows you more. Sometimes the desktop doesn't always show you how many views and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
right? The other applications and stuff like that. So that's really what this is. So there's a lot of little components. There's
Right.
schedule shows that are coming up. There's people bookmark, so you can actually see here. So there's right now on this one, there's 214 views. See, the desktop app is a little pokey.
Mm-hmm.
They're still tweaking out. It will crash once in a while.
So, one question about that. On your tablet, it looks like you have the browser open and you're looking at your stream
Right.
through the browser.
That's right.
Okay. Okay. Because then you can see more things versus when you're looking at it on the phone, you only see that little sliver of a video
That's
when you're
right. And
monitoring.
that's usually designed for
Mm-hmm.
so that on my browser itself. On my browser, this gives me a little bit more so I can actually view and see what's happening around me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
From a seller's perspective, I'll show you that screen next. Is
Okay.
basically what I see in my stream.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So from a user's perspective, right? So
Oh.
if you go into your profile, you can actually see, right? So I have my profile tag up there,
Look at that,
features
pretty.
stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
But that's because I'm already in the seller. But normally what happens is when I click on my profile, you can see here.
Mm-hmm.
That is my buyer's profile.
Oh, okay.
That is my selling profile.
Uh-huh. All right, all right,
Okay.
all right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you can see the show,
Mm-hmm.
the order, the listing that I have, the shipment info, the payout ledger, right? The
Mm-hmm.
refer a friend or a seller, okay? But
Mm-hmm.
really, what I usually go to is right here. It's called the seller's, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in my seller's, this is where I would create my listing of product,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a little tab here that's a little hidden, but it's all about exploring, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they give you these little videos on managing your lists,
Mm-hmm.
shipment, and so forth. So as a seller who comes into this, being an artist and so forth, there's a couple things I had to learn. Was Whatnot does not provide shipping. You have to provide shipping, as in the
Mm-hmm.
packaging, bubble wraps, the whatever. What they do is they make the buyer pay for shipping.
Mm.
They take, I believe, 8% of every sale.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
also, yeah,
Yeah.
there's also functions in here as an artist. There's a tip function.
Oh.
100% of the tip goes to you.
Hmm.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
So this is where I get some tips and so forth from, my fans who can't afford an art or two, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those kind of stuff. There's also tools in here, so I'll go through some of it. So
Oops.
this is my seller hub. So, nope, we lose the screen. There we
Yeah,
go.
I got it. I left the screen for some reason. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
In my seller hub, I have my listing, my show, my order, my shipment, and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So let's actually, you know what? Let's go back to the listing, right? I got to make sure I don't show in shipping because it's somebody's address. I forgot.
Right, right, right. No, it's okay. It's enough to give us an overview, and I think what we really need to see and understand is that um, going back to where we started with this is that this is an opportunity for you to be able to have a store online and sell your original art, and all the controls are in one place in one platform so that you can stream and sell at the same time instead of trying to cross promote through different platforms, you do it all in one place. And
Exactly.
the stuff that you sell is actually tied to the theme of the stream. So if you're drawing some DC characters, then you're gonna sell some DC art. If you're drawing Pokemon, then you're selling Pokemon art. Whatever it is that if it's and Connie is joining us on Facebook. Thank you, Connie. Says this is fascinating, and so if you're doing some abstract art and you're showing the process, and this is the part that makes it safer selling platform than any others, is that you're actually, the buyer actually gets to see you making it, doing it live, and this is the piece that they're gonna buy from you.
Exactly.
It exists. It's real. You are real. Whatnot has taken the steps of making sure they identify who you are, because I've been through the seller's onboarding, and
Yeah.
so I'm already, but I haven't listed anything yet. I haven't started, but it does ask you for your identification. You have to register. You have to add in the details to your account so that you are a real person that they can actually trust to then sell things to their users.
Exactly.
So this is the big deal. Just having that option is super amazing, and you showing us some of your backend stuff is great.
Yeah.
It gives us a look into why, because one of my questions was, what do you like about it? And it sounds like you like a lot about Whatnot.
I'm discovering stuff every time I do a show.
Mm-hmm.
So the show part is you have to be a showman and a marketeer at the
Mm-hmm.
same time. But I figured that at the very first time, my very first show was a tip from my friend was put the word premiere first time on Whatnot, and it drew like
Mm.
160 something views.
Mm.
And you got to you got to create that marketing slide or the slate of your show to set the show this is what you're doing, right? The
Mm-hmm.
show red because it's my branding for that, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
the red color. I broke my my store, my listing down into color codes. If you notice in my
Yeah.
color code for my original art, it's I picked green, so at least when I it this is for me really at the beginning. I was like, okay, when I was doing my first show, everything had the same background or the same
Okay.
art. And it was hard to distinguish. Now I know that everything that's green is anything that's 9 by 12 that I sold,
Oh, sizes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything that is 4 by 6 coping, this yellow orange background,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll go through you know as I get closer and the screen's trying to refresh. I have my commissions
Mm-hmm.
as dark blue, right? So I have my own little branding, my own little stuff because once I'll show you my my seller screen or my stream screen, you can
Mm-hmm.
actually see it's for me to distinguish. If you're colorblind, my apology, right? You
Uh-huh.
have to pick something that is more distinguished. It
Mm-hmm.
also, at the end of it, because of my user experience, I think I found that users gravitate. So now they understand as somebody who comes back to my store later on when I'm doing these shows, it's all red, it's all blue, it's
Mm-hmm.
all kind of, you know what I mean? I'm doing it subconsciously. It's the way I'm organized because I have some OCD with this.
Yeah.
Right? So you
Uh-huh.
can see specific sketch cards are in red, but these are high end value items also, too, right? So when I add these, so you can see on my site, so when I create an item, so as an example,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's options in here to duplicate the item and edit it, so it's a lot quicker,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I see.
So as I come in here, right, I can actually edit an item, right? Or create a new item. Let me get
Mm-hmm.
to the website is a little sometimes it crashes. So I can create a listing. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty straightforward. Just click on create a listing, single listing or bulk import,
Mm-hmm.
right? I
Mm-hmm.
do the single listing because bulk import I think requires you to import an Excel spreadsheet of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually upload a photo, right? It's gonna crash me, right? Upload a photo, put in a category. So for me, as you can see on the side, there's comic books, there's trading cards, there's
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars, there's I don't know TCG, there's Garbage Pail Kid, there's football, there's
Wow.
basketball, there's soccers, there's hockey, there's NASCARs, there's and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
The category is based on seller, what you pick. So if you sell clothing items, seller, merchandising, right?
Mm-hmm.
The list in here will be populated towards merchant item categories that they already have in the database. Like if you're selling, I don't know, Michael Kors bags,
Mm-hmm.
right? There'll be more bags in there. But for
Yeah.
me, it's just comic art. See? Modern
Uh-huh.
comic, vintage comic, comic art,
There you go.
right?
Yep.
Put in a title. So let's say it's, Copic sketch card and so
Mm.
forth. A
Mm-hmm.
description, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
you go to next, right? But you require so the next itself is let me click on an existing one so I can go edit listing. It's just that I can't drag this out any further. So I
Sure.
have my
Sure.
code
It's
pick.
okay.
right? So you can see I can load up multiple images, right? Then as I go on my next listing, here's my set price, right? That is my base price.
Okay.
Quantity, I only have one because it's an original art. Okay? I have an option of buying it now.
Okay.
If you see, there's auctions. So in other words, you can set this up as an auction item. Once you activate it as an auction item, you can put a timer on it, the durations, and so forth. Okay? But because I set it for buy it now, now there's this part here in the shipping profile, right? I love to show you how to create the shipping profile, but they don't do that on the website. You're going to rely on the phone itself.
Okay.
The shipping profile here is what I do is I buy a mailer for myself because I do a lot of comic. I have to consider because as an artist, if I try to ship you an 11 by 17, as a buyer, you have to pay for shipping on Whatnot. Okay? That could be very expensive. For me, I'm a little more considerate. So I'm going, okay, well, what do I do? Do I contact the U.S. Postal Service and go, how much did it cost me to ship 11 by 17 from my location to Connecticut, or the farthest place, California or Alaska, right? Or do I have options to ship it across Europe? So if I'm selling prints for $15 at 11 by 7, it's going to cost the person $50 just to ship it. Right? Because the buyer takes on the bulk of the cost.
Right.
A lot of the shipping is via U.S. Postal Service or Canadian Postal Service or local postal service. Okay? So I keep my packages really small. So the maximum of size is 9 by 12. That's my original art. Anything bigger than that, you can do it offline. Right? I have a commission list where I have an Excel spreadsheet and I say, look, these are available commissions and these are things. I either put it up for that moment for that person because there's coupon discounts too in here. You can do offer, but it's in the app. I can't show it to you on the thing. So with the shipping profile, I created like the what I did was for sketch card. I picked a mailer, stuck maximum of 5 sketch cards in there with top loader. These plastic top loaders protected. Because anything higher or more, it becomes more expensive. I put in a maximum. I weigh it. I have a little scale, weigh them out, and I put that as a shipping profile. Because if you look in here, you can see how many ounces, how many pounds.
Oh, I see.
Right? They have.
So you need to know your shipping details. You need to know.
You need to know.
Yeah.
You need to know the weight of the package, the dimension of the package, and how big your item is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because if you put it on the store and buy it now, the user, the buyer, can actually see how much it is that it's going to cost them to ship. Okay?
And that's what they're going to pay, and it's up to you to make up the difference if you got it wrong.
That's correct. But normally what happens is you have to pay because you're showing up at post office because it comes with tracking information. They send you tracking. So at the end of when you get an order, here's my order section. I'd love to go there, but it won't. I'm just going to show you my.
Take your time. We're gonna continue on the shipping conversation, but hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
So we have a question by Connie. It says, "Have you found pricing to be okay?" And then she explains that the reseller friends, people pay very little compared to what they will sell on eBay. So it's a buy for pennies and sell volume fast for 3 to 5 and make some money that way, low price by high volume. I think that one thing to keep in mind, Connie, is that we're talking about original art. So not sure about the reseller comment part, but the pricing. So let's not forget when you price something on whatnot, you're gonna get 8% commission fee taken out, a 2.9%, which is 3% transaction fee plus 30 cents transaction fee.
That's
So
correct.
that's 10, 11% max on the sale that you're going to give up. So pricing wise, how does this work out to you? Is it worth it for you, Loc?
Well, pricing wise is a lot of my items is original art.
Mm-hmm.
I price based on what I perceive my value and my time is worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have these um, sketch cards that I do in Copic, 4x6, that I do it anyways. It takes me, because I'm watching TV, it doesn't take me long, but I charge on average $20 a piece.
Okay.
At the show, I do that $20 a piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I sell that, it's just my time as an original art, right? I mean, that's what it is. My bigger items are 200, 180, $90.
Mm-hmm.
I have sketch cards that I do starting price at $40. These are 2.5 by 3.5, right? They're fully painted. So my user, my buyers, my clients, my fan come see me. They actually like my last show. If you actually go to my show and watch my last show, you can actually see me paint that. I literally sold that before I even finished peeling off the masking tape
Uh-huh.
for border. That like somebody was like, hey, I want that,
Uh-huh.
right? Because they saw it made in front
Yeah.
of them. They saw the
Uh-huh.
time it took. I mean, the stream is 3 hours long,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it if I didn't have to talk and entertain my user at the same time, I could have finished that in half an hour, 40 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But people saw my process. You can actually see, you know, me doing the first base sketch
Mm-hmm.
to the inking process, why I
Mm-hmm.
inked it this way. I explain why I picked this color. I explain why, so people can actually. So I'm talking through my process. It's kind of weird at first, right? You're
Uh-huh.
talking to yourself,
Yeah.
really, what it is,
Yeah.
because it's like streaming, correct? It's like
Mm-hmm.
when you're streaming a video game, you have
Mm-hmm.
to as you go through. But in reality, you don't do that. As an artist, we kind of sit in our basement office or studio
Mm-hmm.
area and on our own,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right, right, right.
right?
So so the pricing wise to you, as long as you think you're getting the price that you would at any other setting, it's
Correct.
worth it for you. and
Exactly.
and I think the extra value um, that comes in when the client gets to see you working on it right then and there. So
Yes.
that's a big deal. Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
one of the things that we do, I've learned from my our other artist friend, is they have to do the work anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the process, right? You need to draw anyways. You need to create your artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well stream it. If it takes 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, you're
Uh-huh.
doing it anyways. Might
Uh-huh.
as well, because when we do it by ourselves, the client only sees the end result. They don't see the amount of work it goes in. And they go, well, I could have drawn that for,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Right, right. It took you 5 minutes. I
That's
could do.
right.
I could draw for 5 minutes.
That's right. On Instagram, right?
Right, right.
On Instagram, on TikTok, we see
Mm-hmm.
those videos that, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't actually see that the person took like 3 weeks to
Mm-hmm.
finish the artwork,
Wow, that's right.
right? So
Yep.
there's an appreciation to it. There's that added value. So now you can mark up your price
Mm-hmm.
because people can actually see the value. It took me
Mm-hmm.
3.5 hours to do this one stream on a 2.5 by. I mean, I had to explain this stuff. Normally, I
Right,
can
right.
go a lot quicker. But
Sure.
they saw me process of putting on the matte medium, painting the acrylic layer,
Mm-hmm.
doing a wash,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then at
Mm-hmm.
the end, I put on a varnish. They saw the varnish. I used a hair dryer to dry it, and as I was peeling the tape, it was already
Mm-hmm.
sold.
Mm-hmm.
I put it up for auction, and it was
Mm-hmm.
sold.
Right.
The person even says, normally I would cut and trim the artwork down because I would draw on an oversized board, Person says, "Don't even cut it. I want that mistake on the edge. I want."
Ah, dang. Right.
Right, because it's genuine. They
That's right.
saw the process. They
Wow.
sat through it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I explained my process. I said, "Oh, well, I drew Gwen Stacy. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to draw her upside down because it's one of those iconic images. I had
Right.
her floating upside down. I drew cityscapes at the bottom, like very paint. I painted. I mean, they
Yeah.
saw how much work I put into it for
Yeah.
that card. Now they understand why I charge $40 for a little like business size drawing, right?
Right. No, that's good. That's real good stuff. And Connie says, okay, so you have both lower and higher price items. This is
Yep.
just awesome. Thank you so much to you both. And yes, Connie, and I think that's the thing is that you want to be able to satisfy those who want your work but are on a lower tier, and but it's still worth of your time. And like Luke just said, you're gonna draw anyway. So like these are some of the things that are in the lower price items list that you're gonna draw anyways. So draw it live so that the collectors can see you working on it. It's like, okay, I'll take it. I want it now. And so because it's already you was gonna draw it anyway, so draw it with the eyeballs on. However,
Right.
if you have higher priced items, I think that's up to you to figure out and determine what type of show to have. And I've seen these shows where the people are selling Funko Pops
Exactly.
on whatnot, and so those are lower price item and very little margin because you can buy these Funko Pops anywhere almost, except for that one particular one, except for that one they may have in that show, and then that's where the higher price item comes into play because they may have Funko Pop that's really rare to get.
Right.
Yeah. So it comes
So
down to you. Go ahead.
yeah, I mean that's really what it is. It's value your time and your the material you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got people interested in some of my because I have to scan now because I do rough sketches,
Mm-hmm.
and some people want those sketches. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna toss them anyway. They're in my sketchbook and stuff. People want those because there's a collector because they know I'm a published comic book artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
have my books in my store. Those are higher item, right? I sell $20 for a comic book. Like who buys a $20 comic book? But it
Right.
comes signed. It's
Uh-huh.
mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So those are the
Oh.
things, right?
So that's
That's
a
in
that's
my
a good okay. Sorry to
yeah,
interrupt because I'm realizing things as you're saying stuff. So then that's where your higher price items come into play. Is that you still have them listed on the store, and then those are um, more higher in price, but that's because you've also set up the branding of yourself. You set up your name, and it's like here's some stuff that I can do for you and sell to you at a low price. But then here's the other stuff. I got there's more. And that costs more, so you can make up a good profit on something else that's higher price. And then, like, in this is in your example of the comic book, but like Connie is a fine artist. We know a lot of different artists, all in different mediums, and painting can be $1,000. It can be $5,000.
exactly.
But if you're sitting there doing some washes for $30, $50 in a live stream, while in the background you have your $1,000 paintings and they're listed in the whatnot app for $1,000, that $50 client might be like, you know what, that's cool, I take it, but I just noticed this other painting you got in there.
Right.
Right?
It's you can feature items. That's what the Funko Pop guys do.
Okay.
They have all these Funko Pop. You can go to Walmart's, Toys R Us, the EB Games, and buy these. And Amazon, you can buy these on here. But if you buy from me, this is a feature item. This is
Mm-hmm.
one of a kind. This is sign, or this is so forth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You build a following based on. It's again for us artists. Branding sucks. We're horrible at it. This is something totally new for us. We have to, I have
Mm-hmm.
to make sure I'm top of my Instagram. I'm top of my Facebook. I'm make sure I don't post anything that isn't, to talk, that is political or something that will, put a wedge between the
Right.
client and people who buy my stuff, right?
Right. Right.
I have my branding where I can't do a lot of certain things because some of my stuff sells to kids. They put in their
Mm-hmm.
rooms and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of stuff, you just got to be aware of. But with Whatnot, this allows me to sell directly to my fans. And the only part on my end is I just got to make sure I announce it on my regular social media anyway,
Right.
right?
Right.
I'm going to be doing a live stream. You can come see me do my work because I'm
Uh-huh.
going to draw anyways. I'm going to do a commission work. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
do a commission piece this week on Wednesday for
Mm-hmm.
somebody else. People are
Mm-hmm.
going to come in and see me do the commission and go,
Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Right. Yeah.
I don't know what section you want
So,
to
so
check.
you were just gonna. I interrupted you when you were about to
Yep,
jump into the shipping part of
yep,
it, and so I just wanted to not
nope.
to touch on. I wanted to before we jumped into that to touch on the pricing, and that gave us an option to talk about who out there can also have a store. And I was just showing the screen, changing the screen for a second to show the website, and like there's a ton of stuff on the left hand side that people are doing. So no matter what kind of artist you are, no matter what kind of products you have to sell, there are folks um, selling all kinds of things and stuff. And so it's open to whatever it is that you think it fits for you. And a lot of times, and Connie is an example because she's watching and leaving comments. But anybody who does fine art, anybody who paints, anybody who draws, the option of making the show yours. It doesn't have to be the way you see us talking about it and the way Luke is talking about it, because we even showed off Luke's setup right there. Is that it depends on what you're selling and your process and your creativity, that you can have a show where like this guy is sitting here standing in front of us the yeah. Yeah. So there's people standing there. You can see the whole shelves, and they're featuring things. And of course, that could be your show if you're an artist and you have some paintings in the background and you're talking and working on a particular piece. It's about how you do your own setup that will determine the theme, the topic, and the success of your show. So it can be however you want it to be. I just need to get out of that. There we go. All right. So now you were going to mention shipping and how you calculated some shipping.
Right. So the shipping part is it took me a little bit to figure out because everybody has their own shipping requirements
Mm-hmm.
in their area, their county, their state, their province, their whatever it is. So the shipping process for a lot of this goes through via the U.S. Postal Service. Okay,
Okay.
in Canada, um, for us, it's just Canada Post. Any mail services itself, it
Mm-hmm.
comes with tracking, right? Right off the
Okay.
bat, it comes with tracking. The
Mm-hmm.
requirement for shipping, I believe, is 2 days to drop it off, right? I want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure. Okay, so I don't want to show off somebody's address in here.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay. So as you can see, this user bought um, $40 worth of product off my store, and that's just one single cart. I have dimensions that because I bought these mailers, these rigid mailer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the dimension for me is in centimeters. There's dimensions for you. If you look in your app, you can actually create one that is for inches and pounds, ounce, grams, you name it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I do is I I only have two sizes. There's a 6 by 9 size, which I use standard for all my anything that's 5.5, 5 by 7 smaller.
Mm-hmm.
My next highest is 9 by 12. which is my basically my sketchbook, my let's see, canvas boards, my whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
9 by 12 is the biggest size I have because I
Okay.
do sell comic books, and those comic books are variant covers that I've done. That I have 5, 10, 15 of these only. They're all signed, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rest are all sold, and they fit in the 9 by 12. So I take the heaviest item.
Mm-hmm.
I stick it
Mm-hmm.
in the envelope. I stick a bunch of business cards. I stick whatever it is, stickers. That was your idea for throwing stickers in the packaging, which I love. Vinyl
Mm-hmm.
stuff,
That's
right?
right.
So I have my stickers. I just throw it in as a thank you, right? And I put it on a little scale, and it comes up and it says, "Oh, it's 3.5 ounces," right? And that's it. And I create a profile of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the shipping profile, you can say you can actually specify the maximum amount that can fit in this envelope,
Oh.
right? So
Uh-huh.
I always so my maximum is I believe I'm going to sell 5 for 1 users. That's the maximum,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it overflows. If somebody buys 10 products, right? Then this is where you can say, well, at 10 products, let's say double that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say 10 product. So my maximum is 3.5 ounce for that. That's just the envelope, the plastic to keep it from flipping, but also the maximum in that is my 3.5 ounces is actually 5 items,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what happens is when it goes through you can see the U.S. Postal Canada to tracking info right here,
Mm-hmm.
right? The, the,
Mm-hmm.
the person who bought this will pay the maximum weight that will go to, right? Just in case, right? If they buy more, basically all you're doing is you're just doubling the amount. This is what I've figured and calculated out,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
So there's that functions in there. So I have a 9 by 12 file. There's no way for me to see. There's shipping pending,
Uh-huh.
right?
Mm-hmm.
From my Sunday sketch. See how they keep tracks of all that,
Mm-hmm.
right? How much I sold and so forth. So in here, right, has it been shipped? Has it been delivered? And what was canceled?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the shipping portion, which I kind of like because the only work that I had to do was figure out how heavy the package was and how big the dimension was.
Mm-hmm.
So when I create the listing item, it's easier for me to actually select from the list that says, "Oh, this is sketch card, maximum
Right.
of 1 to 5,"
No,
right?
and it's good to have it as a dashboard that keeps track of all these things that happen
That's
with
correct.
while you're live streaming, while you're agreeing to things, because this is the business side, and you need to handle
That's
your
right.
business. Dang, that's all right. I like
Yeah.
that. Uh huh. Uh huh.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they require you as a seller
Mhm.
drop it off in 2 days' time,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
When I did a live stream on a Friday night, because my live streams at nighttime, I have family obligation in the day. So from 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock till pretty much midnight, I do a live stream that's what I do anyways. I'm painting, I'm drawing, I'm doing stuff from 8 o'clock after the kids are in bed or
Mhm.
things are done, right?
Mhm.
I'm doing a live stream. I put a bunch of stuff and I just draw, and people jump in and they ask questions, and I say, "Oh, this is how you draw an arm. This is how you draw a leg. This is
Mhm.
why
Mhm.
I picked this color for that specific. This is the idea for my painting." And then I said, "Hey, if you want a commission, right here, I'm gonna put it right in the store. Click buy now,
Mhm.
and I'll add you to the list." Right?
Nice. Nice. Yep.
So that's you just got to be aware
Yeah.
at the same time because you're drawing anyways. I'm drawing and I'm talking with friends and you watch
Mhm.
the comment on the side go up and down and you kind of
Mhm.
answer the questions and you're doing this and it's more personal. I
Yeah.
find it more personal.
Yeah. No, that's good. I just want to touch on a couple of things. Those of you watching on Behance, I don't understand the chat is not visible, and that's going to be a Behance thing that is going on. In the meantime, if you have comments, questions, suggestions, join us on Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, and you can leave us a question or join us in the Discord. There's a link in the description of the video, so you can join us in Discord and ask some questions. We will hang out in the Discord a little while. It's we're getting near the end of today's live stream, so we're gonna hop into a couple more things to go over before we're done today. But make sure you can find us in on Discord or check out this live stream, Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, and leave a comment or question or follow up with us. The whatnot for Mad Monkey Love, aka Luke. Luke, is it Luke or Loc? What should I say?
Luke is fine.
Luke.
Yeah.
Loc is the California way.
Yes,
Um,
right.
and you can find him on Mad Monkey Love on Whatnot and on social media at Mad Monkey Love. But I am Delta Tango Mike, and the links are in the description of the video. Okay, so this is good. You figured out a lot of these things. Now let's talk about your streams, and let's jump in. Can you show us one of your streams?
Yep.
Just click on it and tell us what your setup is like and why. And this is something that you did different in the second stream that you did from the first stream.
Yeah. So my first stream was was based on a friend who did this. He says you got to make sure you put the word premiere or premiering or first show or something like that. And I said that's a fantastic idea. That draws eyeball for me because it was my first show. People just wanted to know. People jumped in, right? Wasn't expecting a lot, but I got a lot. It's based on I guess my slide deck that I created, right? I need to make sure things are clear, text and so forth, right? It's my first stream, made sure at this time, right? This date, and here's a link to it, kind of thing, right?
Right.
Then on top of that, I went on my social media, Instagram. Actually, believe it or not, I did it 3 hours before. I wasn't sure if I was going to go live or not. I did 3 hours before the show, right? If I did a day or a week before, I could have got more. It wasn't bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't bad for my first show having at least 200 views. Right? So when you go into Whatnot, you can actually create these, and as you can see, there's a set of categories.
To schedule a live show, you set up a category.
Yeah. So I'm gonna create one. I'm just gonna go comic. See, you can see comic art, right? Done. So I'm gonna call it test. I have a date. I'm just gonna set it right now at 11:50. Then I can tag add tag to your live stream, so you can actually say what kind of tags. I'm gonna do like Marvel, DC, indie. There's really nothing you can actually see more tags. So I'm done, right? My moderator, right? I can just go, and I can go Delta Tango Mike.
Oh yeah.
You're my moderator for this show, right? I can upload my thumbnails.
Okay.
Right? Then there's a function called private. I'm doing private right now.
Private mode. Okay.
Okay. Then I can go schedule the show. So my show is scheduled. I'm gonna go to my app. Right? I'm gonna go to my app and go to my show.
On your phone. You're doing it on your phone now.
I'm gonna go to my phone and I'm gonna start my show. Yes, live stream. Right? Let's see. You're in private mode now. And
I'm gonna go to your profile and I'm gonna.
So I'm gonna open this test stream here, so you can.
And upcoming Wednesday 7 p.m. right now. Oh, you're on private, so I can't see it. I won't be able to see it at all.
Right.
Okay.
So
there you go.
This here is basically my test screen right now. Right. You don't see anything because my camera is turned off. Right. So the way this works in this stream here, right? There's two dashboards. So I use this, right, from like my show. So if I go to what do you call it? If I go to my show,
Good on your browser on your computer.
on my computer,
you go to your show.
Actually,
computer if I
I
want.
opened it.
But actually, I opened it. Where is it? There you go.
So you don't see anything.
So
because
you don't see anything because there we go.
Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh.
Ah,
And we can
All
hear
right.
it too.
all right.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay, so I'm gonna mute.
Wow.
so they got echo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my camera setup,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Right.
I use this for my seller tool next to me, so I can actually see the dialogues, and my camera would sit right above here,
Okay. Uh-huh.
right? So I'm just gonna plug this in.
Boom.
Okay.
Yep.
So that is my current setup. I'll turn on an extra light because I find that it's a little dark
Uh-huh.
on the camera, so you light it accordingly. Okay. So on my screen, I turned off the mic on the browser. That's one thing because you pick the microphone's picking up from the camera itself, right? So I have items that I can add,
Mm-hmm.
quickly add, right? I can quickly add items to my show, right? Comic art, what is the name, the description. Now I can set price of like $1,000, for example.
Sure.
How many quantity? My shipping profile. See how it's all? I created a series of shipping plots.
Oh, right.
My graphic novels,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the key part is being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
You got to build these little profiles ahead of schedule, right? It's the business part. It's the boring part. It's the stuff we just don't like doing. I rather draw than anything else. I
Right.
had to figure this thing out, right? And it was just a lot of googling, a lot of stuff. I can say, it's my graphic novel for $1,000 because it's a rare item, right?
Sure.
And there's other information. I can add photos, right? There's some betas, and I just confirm, right? If I can confirm, okay,
Yeah, because you don't have enough endpoint there. That's fine.
that's
But you
right,
can also add something that you already have listed
right.
as for sale, right?
Yep, because see how I have it under auction
Yes.
right now, right? So I can test description. I'm just gonna randomly throw some stuff. So I have set for auction, right? And oops. There we go. Confirm.
$1 million.
Right. So here's an item. It's set for auction, right? It's in my list. It's not on my screen yet because on this side is where all the chat comes in. Anytime somebody asks a question, so it's like, "What's up,
Yes.
dude?" It shows up as yellow. Okay, and you can see I'm the host and so forth, right? If I decided, like I'm drawing something, I said, this is up for auction right now, right? Because I created a product. It's an auction. I just pressed on that. And now I can say start auction, edit the item, pin the item, delete the item. So I can say start the auction and, for $1,000, or let's say start the auction at $5.
Sure.
And you got 30 seconds or, 1 minute. Right? And there's here, sudden death. Sudden death means, after sudden death means that if I start the auction at 30 seconds, you have 30 seconds to think about it. And you go, okay, I'm buying it, then increments to the next level. So sudden death means the next 30, within that 30-second time period, if nobody clicks the auction button, right? It goes to that person. There's that timer because it's a collector's item, for example, right? So this is how you can drive your price up, right? So if you decided to click in at the same time, I just lost the auction within that 30-second time period, with a 1 minute sudden death, right? So in that 1 minute, so you can have multiple people going click, 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 click. Right? Okay, so that's how
cool.
I do, right? So that's how you do it. There's other functions in here, right? So you can see the clock timer.
Uh-huh.
On the user screen, there's right at the bottom, it will say auction item. Because I don't see it here,
Mm-hmm.
right? But as somebody who streams, right, there's the more function. I can, there's a seller tool, right? Seller
Mm-hmm.
tool is add a poll, start a
Mm.
rate.
Oh, that's cool. That's it, and that's engagement. All of that is to
That's
drive
engagement.
engagement.
Correct,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Wow.
it's kind of hard to, it's for me, I found it's kind of hard to do this at the same time I'm drawing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of nice to have somebody come in and help this out.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the moderator and the co-host comes in,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh. Or your
So
interns,
I've
they can
seen
be right there
husband and
next to
wife
you.
teams.
Your interns
Yeah,
can be right there next to you typing stuff.
that's right,
Nice.
right?
Uh-huh.
See, right at the bottom, you notice there's a shipping and tax,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
The user can click on that and they'll give you shipping information, tax information, and so
Mm-hmm.
forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gives
Mm-hmm.
them that because you created that profile.
Mm-hmm.
You created that shipping profile. You created that. So you got to be ahead of schedule, right?
Right.
There's, you can see here, there's auction, there's pending. I have an offer. If you want to, sorry, it's hard to see. Offer is you can click on offer and you can actually put in what product and how many percentage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is good. It's a lot of stuff. We're running
It
out
is
of
a
time.
lot.
Yes, we ran out of time.
Yeah, yeah,
But I
yeah.
think this is enough tips to get us going and to understand how this app works and what can we do with it and how to take advantage of it. Because artists, the marketplace for artists is very diverse and wide open, but sometimes it does require a lot of different tools in different places. And this and whatnot is a tool that has everything in one platform. And as you're navigating through some of these settings, it lets us see that a lot of things have been taken into consideration to make sure that you can do a live stream, engage with your viewers, and then sell the art that you create and run it like a business. It's a full business all in one place. Nice, nice. So what is so the lessons to keep in mind? This will be our last words for today. Is to pre-plan as much as possible, right?
Well, this is, yeah, exactly. When I got in, I mean, I signed up about a month ago.
Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, it keeps the chat. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Right. Uh-huh. 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 It's uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Right. Uh-huh. Right. On the left hand side you can see them right here. Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Oops. Uh-huh. Sorry. Sorry, I lost your audio. Hold on one second.
No worries.
I'm sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know. Let me move this up. Okay. Boom. Okay, now we can talk. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
And so we can see the items on the left. Uh-huh. We can see the chat on the right.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, at the end of the show, you
Mm-hmm.
get, you go back to your dashboard. There's analytics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tells you how many views I got, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
How many and go to your page. Let me go to your page.
yeah,
Profile. There we
yeah,
go. Mm-hmm.
right. So
Mm-hmm.
you can scroll down. I don't know if they'll show you how many views.
I'm probably not showing me because those are your shows.
Yeah.
Uh huh. but they can see you can see the what the chat was, and it doesn't show who was watching, but that's good.
Yeah.
It doesn't play. It doesn't do a replay. I don't see it.
It should be able to do a replay.
Uh-huh.
My friend's been posting the replay, so I don't know the you might be able to. You have to use maybe on the phone itself.
Okay, on the phone. Okay,
On the phone
Gotcha.
itself, it will show you the replay,
I see.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as you can see, there's an option item for $40, and it's
Yeah.
just gone. Right?
That's good. Wow, this is awesome. And so you're gonna have a normal schedule going
I will
forward.
have a normal schedule. I'm figuring out that because my friend and I, my buddy Duke, he has a show on Wednesday. I have a show on Wednesday, and we're overlapping, and I don't
Mhm.
want to take some of that, so I'm going to move my show to a Tuesday and a
Mhm.
Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
On a Friday, we're going to do a co-host show.
Oh.
So the co-host it's a split screen.
Mm-hmm.
Him on top as the host 1 week, where everything he does, he can sell. It's his responsibility. So he does his selling. Me, I'm just in the show. I'm drawing along, and we're chatting away.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just two artists hanging out. If he makes sales, he makes sales. It's just this is what we do. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you and I, if we decide, we go on the Discord and we're just doing a live stream because you're streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no way for me to sell any of my products unless they go to my name and linked on my profile and blah blah.
Yeah, a lot of steps. That's right.
A lot of steps.
Ah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right? You can invite somebody in as a guest to draw on their own at home, on their machine with a camera and so forth. At the same time, because you are the main host, you can sell.
Mm-hmm.
The co-host can now, from his profile, they can go to his store.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works. So, and because we play off each other, it's all, again, it's branding and marketing. As you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just got to come up with the show technique, and he's got a lot of views. He's been there for 2-3 months now. I'm just brand new, and my view counts are going higher and higher and higher and higher.
Wow. Right. That's
because
good.
they saw the process, and some
Yeah.
people do like the way I do things, the acrylic, because I do acrylic painting on top of my cards.
Yeah,
Right?
I was watching you. That's a great idea. I never thought about that.
Right? Because I was exploring and doing these techniques anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well make money while doing it. That's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
If you're gonna draw,
Because
do it live and sell it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
We're doing
right.
it anyways. We're
Right.
doing it anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Sunday show was just me just drawing.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting to make it sales. That's really what it was,
Gotcha.
right?
Right.
Somebody, because I need to work on the card anyways. When I worked on that card, I did not know that somebody wanted it. They saw how it was done. They go, "Yep, I'm buying it." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all right. That's super
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna show is the picture of your setup. This is what you got going on. You have a arm coming off the table with a phone holder, and then a second arm tied to the first arm. No, you have a second connection. A second.
It's just the other arm is really, I don't have anything attached to it. I was gonna take it off. I'm just too lazy because I gotta move my desk. But it's
Okay.
really one arm.
Okay,
It's
one
just-
arm.
Is that one arm going across?
Mm-hmm.
The tablet is attached to the base of that arm. The other arm is just basically right now, and the other arms you'll see is just my lighting, right?
I see.
And I have
Yes,
a
right.
power cord to my phone.
Uh-huh.
Make sure your tablet doesn't turn off.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Run out of
That's really
juice.
what it is. Most
Yeah.
people will put a laptop there.
Right. Right. That's
Okay?
it. Uh-huh.
That's really what you want to see is this screen here, that
Mm-hmm.
where the tablet is. You want to see your item on one side,
Mm-hmm.
your live stream right there in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and your chat on the other side.
Right.
Right?
You want to be able to monitor and respond and see the comments because that phone is above, so you can't look at it while you're drawing.
Right.
It's above your head.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Right.
Exactly.
Nice.
The phone. I mean, the thing I could have done was use two phones. An old iPhone, right,
Mm-hmm.
for that, I also the second arm in there that you don't really see underneath is there's a webcam there that I kind of record my drawing process.
Right, right,
Right.
right.
I forgot to mention you can use OBS
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
a virtual camera if you don't have a phone.
Yeah. And so
The
what I
screen.
have, right,
Yep.
and that's what I have right now. So right now I have a webcam above, and that's this is my main camera. This an iPhone as a camera, but then I have an actual webcam, and that's gonna look down on my setup. So that's where is my whole setup? Let me see. I messed up my. There we go. This is the webcam. So there's the webcam, and you can see my desk and all in front of me and stuff. And that's what you want to use your phone for.
That's right.
hmm So it can capture what your hands are doing. Like
Exactly.
my thing went off sideways, and then right now we can still see right here to the right is your screen what we were sharing
Correct.
with you, but and I'm gonna move that out for now, and then because I'm special, I have a whole lot of setup going on, and I have my phone, right here. Let me turn on the screen again. Boom. And so I can share my screen on my phone only because I'm crazy like that. Let me see. There it is. See, look, that's
Exactly.
my profile on whatnot. I got to be like you now, and I got to add my little image on the top. So I have everything in front of me. But ideally, when you're drawing, it would be traditional art, so all that stuff would sit right here, and it would be captured by the camera.
Well, that's I'm drawing because I'm doing drawing here, but I've seen painters on there for that have the camera that shows their canvas and all that stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the
Mm-hmm.
side. So
Mm-hmm.
that's something. I recommend to jump in, look at how the sellers are for a
Right.
certain item,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just jump in and watch the show.
Jump.
See how they interact. And that's
Right.
what took me the longest to try to
Mm-hmm.
figure out,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Right.
anything, we just need to do a little bit of research on our own time.
Yeah.
I watched somebody draw, and I was like, "Oh, it's no big deal,"
Right.
right?
Yep.
It
That's it.
it helps with the moderator for your first show or two to actually come in and just help with things like you'll notice through the show, all of a sudden I just went quiet,
Mm-hmm.
and at the corner of my eyes, my moderator goes, "Say something,"
Yeah.
because as an artist, we draw and we just shut up.
Yep. Right. Yeah. You're focused. You're focused. You're focused.
Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's the one part where you have to leave that shell a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and as if you're hosting a show,
Right.
right? And you get more confident as you go along because I I found that when I was explaining my process, I wasn't as nervous because I was already know exactly what I'm doing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that came across genuine
Right.
for our user, right? I like the people who want to buy my art.
Gotcha. Yep.
They saw how I was thinking. I literally had to verbalize my thought process. This
Mm-hmm.
is why I drew it this way, how I saw it in my head, and this is you watch my stream and you can figure out, right? Then at a
Yep.
certain point, I just went quiet, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I gotta remember to.
Right. To say something because people are watching and listening. Well, thank you,
Right.
man, Monkey
Yeah.
Love, for all this amazing insight into whatnot. And I found out about whatnot when you posted the link to whatnot on Facebook, and I was like, oh man, now I gotta join another social platform. But then I watched and I saw what they have to offer on the app. I was like, wait a minute, this is something new and different, and I think I want in on this.
Yes. Because I think it's perfect for you because you do those fantastic, you know, you can sell prints on it because it's your stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? It is your
Mm-hmm.
original stuff, right?
Hmm.
I would have a little tougher time if I were to sell if I mass produce a Marvel characters and all this other stuff,
Right.
right?
So
I'm selling original art too, but it's hand painted based
yeah.
on licensed
Yeah.
characters, right?
I'm thinking about selling digital media. You think that's something that's possible?
I believe it could. That's something a whole different genre that I don't see,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
I found this or whatnot because I do original art. I do, and I find it that this is my bulk of my income. I'm doing it anyways. Let's
Yeah.
put it this way, right?
Right.
This is how I'm being discovered. I'm doing it in a way and might as well make money because otherwise it's just gonna sit there, right? That's how I saw it. So yeah,
Okay.
thanks for having me on board.
Well, thank you for being here. Anybody who wants to continue the conversation on Discord, join us on Discord. We'll be on Discord for a few more minutes after the stream is over. But check out the links in the description of the video. Check out Mad Monkey Love on whatnot. But you can follow him on Instagram and Twitter. I think it's the same name, Mad Monkey Love.
Right.
Yep. And then find me, Delta Tango Mike, Artist King _ ATL, or Vecto Maestros. And I'll see you again tomorrow and Wednesday at 10 a.m. for my normal live streams. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.